Anyone who follows the Duggars knows that they have very rigid standards when it comes to courting. They need chaperones and are also asked not to physically touch one another. Austin Forsyth, who is married to Johannah Duggar, seemed to admit in a recent interview that they avoided breaking the rules. Given the large number of Duggar offspring, many viewers assume that some of the spouses had extramarital affairs. Indeed, in serious courtships, not even kissing is allowed. Preserving all types of physical tenderness for marriage is the ultimate objective. Just lately, a Reddit member revealed that Joy and Austin are breaching the laws of courting. Let me get this one out of the way first, since we are in a snarky community here. After listening to Jinger and Jeremy's conversation with Austin, I found Jerem to be even more annoying than before. What matters is that Austin mentioned Justin's role as the chaperone for both him and Joy. I would tell Justin to go sit in the truck or go into another room so he and Joy could talk, Austin said. According to the op, I am not saying they broke all the rules, but this seems to confirm what some of us believe, that they did more than hold hands prior to marriage. As a whole, pinpointing precisely what transpired is difficult. Fans can only conjecture about what transpired before the wedding ceremony, unless either Austin or Johannah acknowledges it explicitly. The interview seemed to corroborate rule-breaking to some Duggar supporters, but not to others. I got the impression that all they did was speak. Although Joy is grateful that Austin was her first kiss, she wishes they had exchanged them at engagement instead of at the altar, as she had previously said in a Q&A that she waited to kiss until marriage. Not surprised. She was so hot for him for a long time before they were even dating that she would have thrown herself at him at the conclusion of their first date if they weren't fundies. I mean, come on. In all honesty, the rules of courting mostly apply to the females. I feel like people are making assumptions based on this. All they wanted was to enjoy some quiet time alone. The Duggar family has a lengthy history of controversy due to their unconventional courting rituals and stringent regulations on partnerships. According to the Duggars, a courtship is a regimented and heavily supervised event that places an emphasis on responsibility, innocence, and the participation of both sets of parents. Premarital kissing, holding hands, and side embraces lasting more than 3 seconds are all considered inappropriate forms of physical contact. In an unexpected admission, however, Johannah Duggar's husband Austin Forsyth acknowledged that he and his wife did not strictly follow all of these regulations when they were courting. Fans debated the practical difficulties of courting and the viability of the Duggar family's method in contemporary relationships when his confession reappeared in a video interview that Johannah uploaded. In contrast to the relationships of her siblings, Johannah and Austin Forsyth took a unique path in their romance. Joy and Austin's relationship began with a long-standing friendship, unlike many of Joy's elder siblings who had publicly proclaimed courtships. Even before they started dating, Austin allegedly had affections for Johannah. He had known the Duggars for a long time. Fans were ecstatic to see Johannah take this big step when they eventually went public with their romance in 2016. Austin recently came clean about the fact that the couple's courting was not as rigid as the public thought, even though it seemed like they followed the famous Duggar standards. Austin said, "We definitely broke some of the courtship rules, in an open and honest moment." His statement shocked admirers who thought the Duggars had strictly adhered to all of the rules, even if he didn't specify which ones they had broken. The guideline they breached, according to others, may have been spending too much time together unsupervised or being too intimate with one another. It makes one wonder how rigid Johannah and Austin really were when they weren't in public, considering that most Duggar courtships take place in groups with chaperones, who are usually younger siblings or parents. Despite her husband's confession, Johannah remained as casual as ever. "Yeah, we weren't perfect, but we knew we were going to get married, so it wasn't a big deal," she continued with a grin. Whether Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar were aware of their occasional rule bending is one of the major issues surrounding Austin's admission. Maybe Johannah and Austin didn't say anything about breaking the rules since Jim Bob was known for being so tough. Johannah has long been seen as one of the most self-reliant Duggar children, but some viewers think she may have rebelled against the family's expectations. When she was little, Johannah was a little more of a tomboy than her sisters. She loved being outside and helping out around the house. She and Austin may have decided to go their own ways in their relationship because of this personality feature. The truth of courtships modeled after the Duggars is a topic that Austin's revelation brings up. There has long been speculation amongst Duggar viewers as to whether or not all couples secretly find methods to break the family's stringent no touching, no kissing before marriage regulations. In their courtships, a number of other Duggar siblings have dropped hints about breaching a few rules. For instance, in her book Becoming Free Indeed, Jinger Duggar Vuolo confessed that she and Jeremy Vuolo exceeded bounds in their physical contacts, while they still adhered to the standards established by Duggar. Pressure to conform to norms that didn't sit well with Jill Duggar Dillard, who has also discussed this, was something she felt. Austin and Johanna's story may not be unique, but it does illustrate how difficult it is for young couples, particularly those who love one another deeply, to follow such strict rules. Duggar fans' responses were all over the map when news of Austin's rule-breaking scandal broke. Many were taken aback, especially those who have always respected the Duggar family for their unwavering moral compass. Still, some thought the confession was novel and that it made Austin and Johanna more approachable. To be honest, I'm not surprised. One admirer said on social media, "The norms of courtship seemed to be hard to adhere to precisely. Their love was new and they were young." It's heartening to know that Joy and Austin were no different than any other couple going through a relationship. It makes me wonder if there were other Duggar couples who broke the rules but didn't want to admit it. Although it took some fans by surprise at first, many eventually came to agree that Austin and Johanna's confession wasn't that big of a deal. Their 3 children showed that their love story continued despite a few little violations of the rules of courting, and their marriage is strong as a result. Fans are wondering whether the next generation of Duggars would be more traditional in their courtships or if they will take a more casual approach as more of their offspring get into partnerships. By proposing to one another and scheduling their weddings at more convenient times, some of the younger Duggar siblings, like Jeremiah and Jedidiah, have seemingly begun to update their relationships. The Duggar family's approach to wooing may be changing, as seen by Johanna and Austin's story. Younger siblings may feel less pressure to strictly adhere to the courting criteria if they see that Johanna, one of the most traditional Duggar daughters, was able to have a happy marriage despite not following all of the regulations. Though it may have taken some viewers by surprise, Austin Forsyth's confession of violating courting norms brings more humanity to the Duggar family's relationship strategy. It shows that even with the greatest of intentions, it's not always possible to adhere rigidly to standards of perfection, and it emphasizes the inherent difficulties of youthful love. Their happy ending shows that Johanna and Austin's love story was unaffected by a few changes from the Duggar courting style. Rather, it exemplifies how each couple has to strike their own unique balance between societal norms and their own values. Whether the Duggar family sticks to its traditional standards about courting or changes with the times is anyone's guess. But what is clear is that the story of Johanna and Austin's journey becomes even more relatable as a result.